Is education really that important to you? David was happily bragging when I asked, but then he frowned. What are you talking about? He said. He graduated from a top university and works at a big company, so he thinks he's winning at life, right? That's exactly what my husband believes, and all I could do was give him a cold look. Lately, David has developed a really negative attitude about education, and he's changed so much that I don't feel the same about him anymore. I'm Emily, 31 years old. I've been married to David, who's 2 years older than me, for 3 years now. We met 6 years ago at a classical music concert. We were sitting next to each other, and he started talking to me. That's how we met and began dating. For 3 years before we got married, we used to go to classical concerts together since we both loved them. But now, after 3 years of marriage, we barely go out or even have simple conversations. Our relationship has gotten worse, not just boring. One day, trying to lighten the mood, I said, "Hey, there's a concert by your favorite pianist. Want to go together? It's been a while." He was busy fiddling with his phone and then laughed at me. "Don't talk about that until you've done all the housework," he said. "I'm not spending money on you. Even tickets aren't free. Maybe when you're more useful to me, I'll think about it." I said, "Okay, I'll pay for my own ticket. I have some savings from before we got married." But he wasn't having it. "That's not what I mean," he snapped. "You don't get it, do you? There's no point explaining things to you. You're just an idiot." And then he laughed. I'm not working because David asked me not to. Before marriage, I planned to keep working until I got pregnant, but David wanted me to stay home and take care of the house because he said he earned enough for both of us. Maybe he believed the old idea that the man works and the woman stays home. Or maybe he was just too proud. So I quit my job and focused on taking care of the house and our child. But David still looked down on me. He said things like, "I should have married someone as smart as me. You're nothing compared to me, and I get tired just talking to you." He graduated from Tokyo University and works for a big company, and he's very full of himself. He keeps repeating how our education levels are so different and that he's better than me. I love that pianist and want to go to the concert, but David won't come with me. So if I decide to go, I'll have to go alone. Why? We used to go together all the time before marriage. You'd understand me, right? I asked him once. But he just said, "Just because we live together doesn't mean you deserve me." What? Isn't that true? You should be grateful I support you, even though you didn't graduate from a good university. And then he told me to leave if I had complaints and went back to his room. Why can't we get along anymore? When we first got married, he was caring for about 6 months and wasn't so full of himself. After I quit my job, I started feeling really lonely and it felt like we were drifting apart more and more. 2 weeks later, I went to the concert alone because I already had 2 tickets booked. David had rejected me so harshly, but I really admired the pianist. The music was amazing, and I left feeling happy and calm. But as I was leaving, I saw someone familiar in the crowd. It was David. His company has flexible hours, so it wasn't surprising he was there. But he wasn't alone. He was holding hands with a woman I didn't know. They were walking close, smiling, and looked like a couple. I decided to quietly follow them. They went to a nice restaurant nearby. Later, I got a text from David, "Working late tonight. Don't need dinner." But I knew he was having dinner with that woman. His attitude around her was different, friendly and warm, not cold and rude like with me. It made sense now why David had changed so much. He had been cheating on me, and I was just living in his shadow, losing my freedom and my family. I was so angry I couldn't think straight when I got home. Tears came out of nowhere, and I couldn't stop crying. I tried so hard to support him, learning healthy cooking and cleaning methods, trying to make life easier. But David always said I wasn't good enough. It felt like all my effort was wasted. I was upset, frustrated, and angry, unable to sleep all night. Early in the morning, when it started to get light outside, I heard David come home. "Welcome home. You're late," I said. He was surprised I was still awake. "You didn't nap, so that's why you can't sleep," he teased. He said housewives have it easy at home and don't understand how hard he works until late. He bragged about how smart his colleagues are and how busy he is because he went to Tokyo University. Then he insulted me, saying I'm not as smart since I graduated from an unknown college and I'm boring. I asked him if he really thinks academic background is the most important thing. That's when David, still boasting, frowned at me. Of course, I'm proud of myself. I graduated from a top university, work at a big company, and deal with high-level executives. I must be one of the winners in life. Are you jealous? No, I'm not. I don't judge people just by their degrees. I believe there are things more important than education. Well, isn't it funny that people without degrees say education doesn't matter? It's like poor people saying money doesn't matter. I hate it when losers talk big. Isn't Tokyo University just the best in Japan? There are better universities around the world. Why argue over something so small? Only people who graduated from more famous universities than I did can say that. Really? I wanted to be with you no matter what my academic background was. I told David I went to a nearby university, but the truth was I graduated from Cambridge University. David stopped and looked shocked. Then he started laughing, like it was a joke. You can't be that dumb to suddenly say you went to Cambridge. He didn't believe me at first, so I showed him a photo from my graduation ceremony. When he saw it, he stopped laughing and stared at the picture. Oh, is this real? Do you expect me to believe that? Well, I have a more famous degree than you. And even if you look down on me as a housewife, I've been working from home and running a business with Europeans. These days, I actually earn more than you. What? You did all that on your own? David started sweating. You wouldn't have let me do it if I told you. You have too much pride. That's pointless. You're like a child. If you're not the best, you can't relax. You've been looking down on me all along, haven't you? But I'm not like you. I kept it a secret because I didn't want our marriage to be about who's better educated or who earns more. I just wanted a normal, happy married life. I used to think I'd only marry someone with a good educational background, and that's why I fell in love with David, who graduated from Tokyo University. But after we got married, he kept bringing up our academic differences like it defined everything. If only I'd known how much he cared about that before getting married, I thought. I probably wouldn't have gone through with it. When I finally told David how I really felt, he looked embarrassed and went quiet. I hadn't planned to say so much, but I was tired of his constant judgment. I couldn't take it anymore. I'm exhausted from work, and you stayed up all night just to talk about this, he snapped. Work? Is going to a concert with another woman, having dinner, and staying at a hotel your idea of work? I asked. He looked shocked. I was at the same concert. I saw you holding hands with her. For someone who thinks he's so smart, you really didn't think someone might see you. David's face turned red. After a long pause, he finally admitted it. You're right. I went on a date. Unlike you, she's attractive, she respects me, and she makes me feel appreciated. She's my ideal partner. You, on the other hand, only make me irritated. So if you can't accept it, leave. He looked like he had already moved on. That moment made it clear, he didn't care about me at all. Fine, I said. Let's get divorced. I'll leave, but you'll need to pay alimony. I have proof of your cheating. You're really spiteful, aren't you? Alimony's a small price to pay for ending this marriage. It's nothing compared to the freedom I'll gain from leaving you. As he turned to go back to his room, I said one more thing. By the way, is that woman a colleague? You mentioned she gives you credit in both work and your personal life. So what? You're having an affair with someone at your company? I'm sure the president would love to hear about this. That sort of thing is a big deal in a company like yours. He stopped and looked nervous. There are thousands of employees. The president won't care. Well, I actually have lunch with your president now and then. We're business partners. I introduced him to a European marketing firm, and I'm the one managing the partnership. David looked completely stunned. You're lying. Why would I lie? I asked the president to keep our connection quiet because I didn't want anyone treating me differently. But he knows I'm married to you. You're not serious. I'm going to tell him everything. Wait. Do you want money? I'll pay whatever you want. Just don't say anything to the company. I could lose everything. Too late. You brought this on yourself. I packed a few essentials in my bag and said, "The trains are running again. I'm going to my parents' place. Please, think about this. I'm sorry. Just don't say anything." He kept begging while I packed, but I ignored him, grabbed my things, and said goodbye. I'll get a moving service to collect the rest. I'll also bring the divorce papers next time. Thanks for everything, Mr. Elite. Wait, can we talk again? I peeked back through the door for a second. He was crying. He looked pitiful. A week later, I had fully moved out and made him sign the divorce papers. Just 1 week after the divorce, David had completely changed. He was always nervous, apologizing constantly. His ego had taken a real hit. I didn't care what he had to say. It all felt empty and too late. 3 days later, I had dinner with the president of his company and told him everything that had happened. He wasn't surprised. Apparently, David had been causing issues at work too, overloading coworkers, being harsh to people he didn't like. But the president also mentioned that David seemed to treat one junior colleague a lot better than others. I asked to see a photo of her. And yes, it was the same girl from the concert. The next day, the president called David and the woman in. After being questioned, they admitted everything. Word spread quickly at the office, and soon everyone was talking about them. People laughed and whispered. The pressure was too much. Eventually, both of them quit the company. The two of them, David and his former partner, who once seemed like close allies, ended up blaming each other and parting ways. In the end, all they had left was the alimony I had requested. Meanwhile, my own business was growing beyond what I had imagined. That success gave me the confidence to take it more seriously. I rented a small office space in Tokyo and felt excited about the fresh start ahead of me. I'm still in contact with the company president, who's been incredibly supportive, even assigning some of his team members to assist me with my projects. Of course, I know challenges will come. But now I've built a strong network and meaningful relationships, and I intend to cherish them. As I begin this new chapter of my life, I'm moving forward with confidence and without holding myself back.